first episode of FDN News for this school year. I'm Jonathan Kane. Our top story this week, students came back this year to a newly renovated dining commons. Alongside the new renovations, Sodexo has introduced new meal plans. But FDN discovered the meal plans have left many students confused and frustrated. And as I found out this week, some technical issues didn't make matters any better. Huntington University students have had to deal with a lot of change coming back to school this year, and the area of meal plans has been no exception. Sodexo and Dining Services released a new set of meal plans that both cuts down the number of plans as well as changes how those meals can be used. However, in the first few weeks of school, students were frustrated and confused as many had their cards denied at certain times or found their plan did not give them the meals they needed or wanted.
I'm a little frustrated just from looking at the numbers of meals we get, price we're paying.
For the first week, it wasn't really working as much.
There have been quite a few of my friends who have gone in to go to the hub in an afternoon right after their class at 2 or 3 or something, and they didn't even know they couldn't get another swipe till later that night.
First day on campus, I only swiped twice, and I went to the hub for dinner, which would have been my third swipe, and they made me use Flex.
Clearly, HU students are frustrated and confused about the new meal plan changes and have run into problems these first couple weeks of school. However, FDN talked with Dining Services to find out what the story is on these changes as well as the obstacles associated with implementing them.
Basically, they're not used to, having so many swipes a week and then it resets. So basically, I think the first issue we had was that people didn't realize that the meals reset on Friday and they go through Thursday.
However, it must be noted that there was another culprit keeping students from eating recently.
No, it was more of a technical issue. There were just a few issues that had to be worked out that first week. Now everything is working fine.
Leaders with the DC say things should now be running efficiently. We know that the new meal plans have become a big issue for some students, so we plan to follow up on this topic throughout the semester. Governor Mike Pence made an appearance to HU. He visited for a town hall style meeting where he took the opportunity to update people from the campus and the community on how the state is doing. He touted Indiana's low unemployment rate, and then he took questions from the audience. Topics ranged anywhere from drug problems in Huntington to Pence's call for an investigation against Planned Parenthood. Pence granted FDN's Kelsey Cruz a one-on-one sit-down interview. We asked him about running for re-election in 2016.
Politics is never smooth sailing, and I fully anticipate that we'll have a vigorous debate going forward. But at the end of the day, I think Hoosiers know in our heart of hearts that our state's on the right track.
A couple dozen people from campus and community came to hear Pence speak and ask him questions. Just like the dining commons, chapels have also been revitalized for students. Campus Ministries has adjusted the schedule and services offered. Ecclesia is no longer offered every week. Instead, it's just once a month. In its place will be Vespers, a student-led service that encourages deeper engagement in worship through liturgy, singing, and prayer. Divine hours will no longer be offered as part of the change, and Friday chapels will now consist of midday prayer and small group sessions. FDN sat down with Arthur Wilson to find out why the major changes have taken place.
One of the things we saw from the outset of receiving the data is that our students need more of an opportunity to engage God, and in particular to engage God through spiritual disciplines. We want to help them develop a healthy rhythm that will keep them in constant communion with God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Campus Ministries tells us despite the changes, the same amount of chapels will be offered. Well, that's all the time we have for this week on this installment of FDN. Don't forget to check us out online at forresterdigital.net and follow us on Twitter at FDN_news. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you next week.